Welcome to Sexy in Your 60s. I'm Devorah Citron. We're in season 2 now, and this season we're going deep on making friends in midlife, the real work of it, the joy of it, and why it matters more than most of us realize. 2 years ago, I took a solo trip to New York, 10 days all by myself. Except here's the funny thing, there was never a day that I didn't meet up with somebody. I saw my 2 little granddaughters and my son and daughter-in-law. I had dinners with 3 of my nephews, and I met up with old friends all over the city. And somewhere in the middle of all that walking, it hit me. This solo trip was really a friendship trip in disguise. And it taught me something about staying close to the people we love in midlife that I've been thinking about ever since. Welcome back to Sexy in Your 60s. I'm Devorah Citron, registered nurse, national board certified health and well-being coach, and your companion for making this stage of life the richest one yet. We've spent this season talking about making new friends in midlife. Today I want to talk about the other half of that story, the half we don't talk about nearly enough. How do you keep the people you already love when life keeps pulling everyone in different directions? Because that's the quiet truth of midlife, isn't it? The people who used to be woven into your everyday life slowly aren't anymore. And nobody hands you a manual for that. Here's something I've come to understand. For most of our lives, friendship ran on overlap. You had the same school, the same neighborhood, the same season of raising little kids, the same office or job. You didn't plan closeness. It just happened because you were constantly in the same place as the same people. Proximity did all the work for you. And then in midlife, those overlaps started to dissolve. They started to disappear one by one. The kids grow up and move out. Your friends relocate or you do. Careers wind down. People retire. The book club changes. The carpool ends. The membership at your club ends. The season shifts. Even the research backs this up. There's a big study out of Oxford that found that our social networks naturally peak around age 25 and slowly shrink as we get older. It's not that we stop caring about people. It's that the scaffolding that used to hold us together quietly comes down. So what's left standing? Only the friendships somebody decides to maintain on purpose. When the overlap goes away, intention has to take its place. And I feel this one personally. Each of our 3 adult children and their families live far from us. It feels like a whole country away. Now here's a question worth sitting with. Not every relationship is worth getting on a plane for. And honestly, there's a gift hidden inside of all of this. When connection starts costing you something, time, money, effort, you finally get honest about who is actually worth it. So how do you know? I ask myself a few things. Who do I feel most like myself with? Who can I not see for a year and then pick right back up with like no time has passed at all? Who do I actually miss? Not just feel a little guilty about. Those are your people. Those are the friendships worth traveling for. And I want to be clear. Traveling for someone is not always literal. Yes, sometimes it's a plane ticket or a long drive. But it's also the phone call you actually schedule instead of someday. It's the visit you finally plan. It's the effort to step into someone's world, even for an afternoon. On this trip, I built whole days around specific people. I went to see a friend at her brand new apartment. I had quiet one-on-one dinners with each of my nephews. Now here's the part that surprised me most. And it's why I'll keep taking these solo trips as much as I can for as long as I can. When you travel alone, you connect with people differently. And I'd argue more deeply. Think about it. When you travel with a partner or a friend, you bring your own little bubble with you. Most of your attention naturally goes to the person you came with. But when you're on your own, you're porous. You're more present. You're more available to the people right in front of you. Being solo removes the buffer. I gave each person I saw my whole attention. just the two of us, instead of a divided half of me. That's where the real conversations happen. I remember one dinner with Carrie at a vegan Korean restaurant where we sat down, took off our shoes, and sat at the sunken table. Being alone makes you reach out. You can't hide behind a companion, so you initiate. You're the one who says, let's get together while I'm in town. And almost every time, people are so much happier to hear from you than your nervous brain predicted. There's even research on that. We consistently underestimate how much other people enjoy our company. So reach out anyway. The last gift of going solo is spontaneity. When your schedule and your attention are entirely your own, you can say yes to the unplanned coffee, the detour, the long, slow walk. On my very last morning, I sat on a bench in the park and I sketched a wrought iron fence and a lamppost just because I could. So let me make this practical for you because I don't want it to be just a sweet story about my vacation. First, audit your overlaps. Sit down and think about which friendship lost their built-in structure, which ones used to run on a job or a neighborhood or kids or a stage of life that's over now. Those are the ones quietly at risk, and those are the ones worth your intention. Second, replace overlap with rhythm, a standing monthly phone call, an annual visit you put on the calendar a year in advance, a recurring trip. Put connection on repeat so it doesn't depend on the stars aligning, because the stars rarely align on their own. Third, go one-on-one whenever you can. Depth needs solo attention. Peel people off the group and get them to yourself. And fourth, decide who is worth traveling for and then actually tell them. Say the words. You're worth the trip. Naming it loud is its own act of love. So here's your invitation this week. Think of one person whose overlap with you has faded. Someone who used to be in your daily life and isn't anymore, but who you still love. And reach out. Schedule the call. Plan the visit. Be the one who travels in whatever way you can. Because solo never has to mean lonely. The richest version of independence in midlife is completely whole on your own and completely intentional about the people you keep. I'm Devorah Citron, and this is Sexy in Your 60s. I'll see you next week. I'm Devorah Citron. This is Sexy in Your 60s. If today's conversation resonated with you, please consider following the podcast, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone who might need it right now. That's how these conversations continue to grow. I would love to stay connected. Come find me at slentplants.com/contact. And if you're curious about the Sexy in Your 60s coaching experience, get on the wait list at sexyinyour60s.com. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and stay boldly, beautifully sexy exactly as you are.